514, welcome back. Well, this is the third day for people going without SNAP benefits in November. And this morning, more than 16,000 cans of food were collected for the San Antonio Food Bank during comedian Gabriel "Fluffy" Iglesias' can drive over the weekend.
Yeah, as our Devin Karp shows us, a line of hundreds of people long showed up to donate.
Caleb, when did you get here this morning?
Actually, I got here last night at 9:45.
Got here at 4:30 this morning.
4:30. Have you ever seen Fluffy before?
Not in person, but watching him since I was a kid, and so happy to see him for our anniversary, actually.
Have you ever camped out for anything like this before?
Never, but with Fluffy, it's gonna happen.
It's worth it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Whether they're a first-time watcher,
I've seen all his shows, like his specials on Netflix and everything, but that's about it.
hey, it's a good first time to see him. Or hardcore Fluffy fans.
He did real good shows up there. Over the years, I've seen him in D.C., El Paso, and other places.
San Antonio shows up for Gabriel Iglesias. It's about 8:42 in the morning here. We've still got hours before the show even starts. This is not even the front of the line. Check out how far it goes all the way around.
I mean, he's not asking for money. He's not asking for anything. He's trying to give back to the community, give back to the people that matter, the people that are especially in the hard times right now, especially with everything going on.
All you needed to get into the show was 5 cans of food for every person you want to bring.
We got some soup, refried beans.
Nice.
Beans and chicken.
Can't go wrong with
Soup,
refried beans.
SpaghettiOs.
All taken to the San Antonio Food Bank, helping people who can't receive SNAP benefits right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're one of the families affected by it, and this is something great. I wish a lot of other celebrities would support the local community like this.
And while hundreds of people can't all fit in one comedy club, some donated what they had and stayed behind anyways.
By the time I got here, it was way overpacked, and then the food bank only had like one or two people. So I was like, you know what? I'll donate my cans and help out. Okay. Right there.
Oh, it feels great to see Fluffy again.
You excited?
Yes, very excited. More excited that I didn't have to pay.
Thank you for everything you do for the city. Fluffy, 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 Fluffy.
Heard it here first.
God bless you.
Thank you guys. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
If that doesn't make you smile,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what will right here on this Monday morning. Happening today, KSAT Community in Texas Eats teaming up with the San Antonio Food Bank and Meals on Wheels for that big Feel the Truck food drive. You can stop by Penn Stack on Loop 410 around 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. to drop off canned or non-perishable food items. And if you can't make it in person, online donations are also welcomed. Just head to KSAT Community section on our website for details. Fluffy, Fluffy. That's so cool. I love seeing
Yes,
that.
and thank you very much to Gabriel Iglesias for doing that. I know that was a big deal for a lot of folks to try and help out the food bank. So good stuff out there. All right, good stuff on the road so far right now. Things are looking pretty good. Another quick check here at the northeast side of town, 35-1604. No major issues. A couple of different things there on 1604 right there at Live Oak due to ongoing construction. But our citywide map showing that no major incidents across our area at the moment. And that means our inbound drive times looking pretty good so far. 19 minutes coming in from Castroville. We will definitely take that. 20 minutes if you're coming in from the city of Seguin, and 30 if you're coming in on the far southeast side. All right, let's check in with Alex to see how things are looking. Earlier, he was in the downtown area where we are seeing still some heavy construction equipment over by 3537. Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. And they're wrapping up right now. They're just trying to get everything off of the roadway. So just know that in the meantime, we are going to have the upper low of 35 southbound still going to be blocked off until they get all their vehicles off the roadways. Even to get on I-35 south from I-37 right next to the Pearl, those exits are still going to remain closed until they're completely done, RJ.
All right, thank you very much for that update. Alex for us in the downtown area.
Thank you, guys. Yesterday I was out and about and I ran into RJ, and I've determined he is the only Vikings fan in San Antonio.
Smallest TV.
The smallest TV in the whole place had the Vikings game on. But congratulations to the Vikings and to RJ. All right. I want to show you some pictures from over the weekend. This was out near Seguin. We had quite the hailstorm out there. Now, these were small pieces of hail. They didn't do any damage, but it came down quite heavily, and there were some drifts, if you will, of hail there. That was Saturday, if you remember. We had a couple thunderstorms here in San Antonio, too. Officially, we did not register any rain here in the city. but we did have some thunder and lightning, and there were some spots that certainly did get rain. This morning, completely clear, 49. 47 in New Braunfels, 48 Converse, 50 at Bernie and Stinson. It's a cool morning again, not cold per se. And by the way, rainfall for the year, 26.28. So again, we did not register any rainfall. We are now 2 inches below average, and it is not looking great this week for rain. In fact, it is not in the forecast. 48 degrees at 7 a.m., 51 at 8 a.m., 68 at 11 o'clock, 73 noontime, and we'll make our way up to 78 for high right around 3 or 4 o'clock. Again, really, really nice day. But I will tell you, temperatures will continue to warm. That includes for Election Day. Tomorrow, no reason not to get out and vote. I mean, we'll have sunny skies all day long. Temperatures will top out at about 80 tomorrow. So good weather for Tuesday, too. You look at the Futurecast here, and I've got the jet stream up here because I just want to show you that it's staying pretty far to the north. So when that happens, that keeps warm air in place down here. Now, we will have maybe a couple foggy mornings this week as some moisture tries to return, but it's really not until Sunday that the jet stream starts to dip a little bit and gets another front down into South Texas. So I just know that it will be a very quiet week in the sense that we're not expecting much rain. And really, winds will behave themselves too. It's not until Sunday when that front comes through that we get some gusty winds. And at that point, we will be a little concerned about the fire danger, but that's a ways away. And we'll cover that as we get a little bit closer. In the short term, 80 tomorrow, 83 Wednesday, 85 Thursday, 87 Friday. So you see these climbing temperatures. Morning fog is possible Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I think by Saturday, we could be closing in on 90, which I know that's not what you want to hear, but at least we do get a front Sunday. And as I said, that's going to bring some gusty winds and should cool us down some. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning. I've been talking about Lost Maples quite a bit, so here's my question. What's the most important factor in the color changing of leaves? Is it rainfall, the length of day, temperature, or sun angle? Right now, temperature is leading the way. You can go to ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code, and we'll get you the answer coming up here in just a little bit.
All right. Speaking of temperature, we have 49 degrees outside at 521.
All right. A new mission for Elon Musk. SpaceX lands a $2 billion Pentagon deal. But what's behind the code name Golden Dome? We're going to explain that coming up next.
In today's Tech Bites, a new government contract for SpaceX. The Wall Street Journal reports Elon Musk's company is set to get a $2 billion contract to develop as many as 600 satellites. Those satellites will be able to track missiles and other aircrafts before they hit their targets. The social media network Blue Sky says it will start testing dislikes as a way to weed out content users prefer not to see. It's part of the company's plan to provide users with more control. Blue Sky also recently announced a new milestone, notching 40 million users. And finally, SoundCloud will stop taking a cut from artists. Starting at the end of the month, the company will give creators 100% of their distribution royalties. It's part of a revamped all-in-one artist subscription that also lets fans make direct contributions to artists. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
All right, 525 right now, 49 degrees outside.
Okay, we've been talking a lot about this. San Antonio families relying on SNAP could get a $150 boost this week. We're going to tell you when the Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones says that this will happen and how this help will be distributed.
Month of the year to shop if you're looking to save.
Yeah, retailers are competing on price this month to try to get a price of your holiday shopping budget. Coming up at 6, we got some early holiday shopping deals that you won't want to miss. What's up? Coming up 5:30 right here. Happy Monday, guys. Thanks for waking up with us on GMSA.
That's right. So had a good weekend, Halloween weekend. Hopefully everyone was safe.
Yes.
And great weather over the weekend, too. I know Justin was a big part of that, right?
Kicking off November the right way.
Really could not have been better. It really could. I mean, we did get a little bit of rain on Saturday, but I don't think anyone was complaining about that other than there was a little bit of hail, as we showed you earlier. But other than that, the temperatures have been so comfortable. And today will be no exception. We'll start off a little chilly this morning. We're at 49 right now, and I think we could drop another degree. You'll find that most places are in the 40s and 50s this morning. Kerrville is at 40, in danger of dropping into the 30s, but we're not expecting any freezing temperatures like we did last week. It will just be a little chilly to start, but we end up plenty warm. 78 degrees at the airport by this afternoon. 79 Stinson, 79 Port SA. Few places could touch 80. And that'll be the case tomorrow, too. So nice afternoons, but, a little bit warmer than it has been. Daytime highs will continue to climb, though. And by the time we get to Friday, by the way, the average is not 90. The average is much lower than that. But by the time we get to Friday, we'll see temperatures climbing into the upper 80s. So do know it gets warm later this week before a front comes through this upcoming weekend. We'll show you what that means for our forecast and if it brings any rain with it coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Justin. Well, this week, San Antonio families who are waiting for SNAP benefits to be reinstated will find out when they will get an extra $150. With the government shutdown continuing, San Antonio's mayor, Gina Ortiz-Jones, says that local businesses have raised more than $1.6 million to provide food to San Antonio families while SNAP benefits are paused. Now, the mayor says that she is expected to announce details on the distribution of the funds and eligibility sometime this week. Eligible households will receive a $150 H-E-B gift card via the San Antonio Area Foundation, distributed by Metro Health and City Human Services.
I know so many families, when they heard the news of those SNAP benefits being paused, were really worried about how they were going to make it through that next month. And so that's why I knew we had to act quickly.
Now, according to the mayor, the fund will help nearly 11,000 local families. And the help does not stop there. If you or someone you know has been impacted by the government shutdown, scan the QR code that you see on your screen. A lot of companies, workplaces, and school districts are stepping up to help cover some of the financial gap during the federal shutdown. We have a list of resources available on KSAT.com.
Time right now, 5:31. 4 months since the Hill Country floods, Texas Parks and Wildlife is taking a closer look at the health of the fish and the aquatic life along the flooded areas. Last month, they started a fish recovery program and a habitat survey over the Guadalupe, Llano, Nueces, Pedernales, and San Saba rivers. Now, the teams will be collecting samples of fish over the next year. So far, biologist Mitch Nisbeth says the fish population in these smaller streams and rivers are relatively intact, and they're seeing less than a 30% decline. That is great news. Not only is a healthy river good for wildlife, but it's also good for local economies. A lot of people travel to some of these areas to fish. They camp, they spend time there in these communities. All right, coming up right here, you're looking at a nice catch of a Guadalupe bass, the official state fish of Texas. Nisbeth says other fish species like bluegill, gizzard, shad, and smaller largemouth bass are looking really healthy.
We had some surplus channel catfish that we stocked in Ingram Lake last week, and then we'll be stocking Flat Rock as well as Nimitz Lake and Kerrville. And we've got a Guadalupe bass spawning program that works out of the Heart of the Hills Fishery Science Center outside Kerrville, and we'll be stocking up and down the Guadalupe River if necessary.
And you heard it, as they study the health of these rivers, and they are ready to restock if they need to. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to be taking a look at a problem that they're worried about after the flood and how those visiting the Guadalupe can help keep an eye out for that problem. Guys.
All right, thank you, Patty. In San Marcos, at least one person is dead and 3 are in the hospital, and this happened after multiple shootings over the weekend. This morning, San Marcos police searching for 2 suspects. It happened around 10 last night on Kissing Alley. One person was killed and 2 others hurt. Investigators said that the suspects were last seen in a silver or gray Audi, like the one that you see on your screen. As a precaution, police are asking bars in the area to close early. Anyone with information asked to call San Marcos police. Staying in San Marcos, police are investigating 2 more shootings that happened around the time change Sunday morning. Just after the bars did close early, officers responded to a fight turned shooting at an off-campus apartment on Post Road. 1 person was hurt, and a 3rd shooting happened around 1:50 a.m. Yesterday on North LBJ Drive, a 20-year-old was arrested in that case. Police say none of the 3 shootings are connected.
All right, let's get you updated. Some of your morning headlines. Just days, the Supreme Court will hear oral arguments on whether President Donald Trump's tariff policies is legal. The case will consider whether the president had the legal authority to impose tariffs by using a law known as the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. The president used that authority to impose tariffs as high as 50% on India and Brazil and 145% on China earlier this year. And the president has said that if the high court rules against him, the U.S. government would have to reimburse companies billions of dollars. A federal judge is keeping National Guard troops out of Portland, Oregon, at least until this Friday. The ruling extends an order blocking President Trump from deploying the National Guard there. Oregon and Portland officials have sued, saying that the administration illegally federalized Guard members from Oregon and California. The White House argues that troops are needed to protect federal buildings, but the judge found that protests were under control and officers could still do their jobs. Well, this is being called a buyout bonanza in the college football world. 11 head coaches have been fired since the start of this regular season. That includes opening at some of the country's biggest programs. Don't worry, Justin, you're still good. That would be Penn State, LSU, Auburn, and Florida. But don't feel too bad for these coaches, y'all. The combined buyouts are pushing $185 million, essentially paying these coaches millions of dollars to just sit on the sidelines. All right, so all eyes on Wednesday now after the Spurs suffered their first loss of the season, ending their 5-0 winning streak. Last night, Wemby had a rare off night, scoring only 9 points and grabbing 9 rebounds. It was the first time that he was held under fewer than 10 points since last October. That's a pretty weird stat. Star rookie Dylan Harper unfortunately left the game with an apparent calf injury. There's still no update yet on his status moving forward. So the Spurs, they'll be back on the court later on. Steph Castle led the team, 26 points. Wednesday, they're in L.A. for the start of NBA Cup play against the Los Angeles Lakers. And tonight on KSAT 12, the Dallas Cowboys, how about them Cowboys, taking on the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football right here on KSAT. Kickoff scheduled for 7:50 p.m. live on KSAT 12. Larry will be live from AT&T Stadium all evening long. Also join us on KSAT 12 for a pregame show beginning at 6:30. Okay, so hopefully the Cowboys get it done there in Jerry World against those Arizona Cardinals. Speaking of getting things done, things are looking good right now on the roads. 410 Old Pearsall Road, we did have a slowed down vehicle right here, a stalled vehicle, over here on the southbound lanes of 410 over by Old Pearsall Road, but it looks like traffic is starting to move along there, so no major issues for several of our drivers. And things are looking actually really good across our area right now. Not sure if they have kind of just picked up some of this over the weekend construction, or maybe they were taking just a little day off because of the Halloween weekend, but things have actually looked really good on the northeast side and the northwest side of town. Let's check in with Alex Gomez right now and see how things are looking in Drive Cam for us. Alex, what is the very latest? I know you're excited about this Cowboys game tonight on KSAT 12.
In Jerry World, go Cowboys. Oh, you know I'm excited, RJ, but even traffic is looking great on the north side. Even you have an early flight right here by the airport, 410 eastbound by Nacogdoches Road. No issues so far, RJ.
Okay, good to know that traffic in and around our San Antonio airports, no major issues out there. Justin.
Thanks, sir. It's 5:37, 49 degrees. It is that time of year where we check in with the Los Maples color change quite often. We're going to give you another update on where we stand there. It's also the subject of our Just Ask Justin question. We'll have it for you after the break.
5:37 right now for San Antonio students. The future starts now. Up next, we got the unique way a local organization is helping teens plan careers and pursue education beyond high school.
And short on pennies leading to big change at McDonald's. What this means for cash orders and your next quarter pounder with cheese. Good morning, San Antonio. We'll be right back.
And so far, traffic this morning has been outstanding, but there's still construction wrapping up downtown. Just know that 35 South upper level is still going to be closed for now. But more traffic updates coming up after the break.
Good morning, San Antonio. For a lot of students in our area, it's never too early to start thinking about college. Well, the UP partnership in town wants to help by making sure that 70% of Bexar County High School graduates go to a post-secondary educational path by 2030. And they say one of the ways they're doing that is with the first ever Future Ready Week happening right now. The UP Partnership is a collection of nonprofits who have come together over the years to make sure that high school graduates have a chance to get the educational opportunities that they would like to have in order to get high-paying jobs into the future. This week, for the first ever Future Ready Week, each day is going to have a different theme, and they're making sure kids have access to trade schools and field trips, free help filling out FAFSA and scholarship applications for college, building a resume, and more. The organization says events and a theme happening every day. They hope to show people what's under the surface here in San Antonio when it comes to free resources to help them, because right now it's needed more than ever.
I think we know that our students today have to have something beyond high school, right? Whether it's a certification program, associate's degree, or a bachelor's degree, there has to be something beyond high school if our youth are going to land in not just a living wage, but have a thriving wage in a career that's of high demand, that's meeting the needs of our business community.
Right now, the UP Partnership says that their progress has been moving steadily and positively towards that 70% goal, and that a wide variety of options in town is always a big help. If you want to see what's coming up more for Future Ready Week, you can head over to KSAT.com to see the full schedule. Well, everything's going to come together this upcoming Saturday for an event right over here at Hemisphere Park. That's going to be bringing together multiple college programs, resources, everything, so parents and students can have a one-stop shop for figuring out some idea of what their future could look like. I'll send it back to y'all. I'm Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Devin. And if you're thinking ahead for the holidays and you believe that you'll need some help, applications for the Blue Santa are now open. Blue Santa program is an effort by San Antonio Police to help local children and families in and around San Antonio, making sure that there are no Christmas trees left without a present. And according to the program website, it's accepting applications from November 1st to December the 8th. If you want to be one of the families they serve this year, you need to fill out that application. You can do that at select SAPD substations. And here's what you need to know if you plan on doing that. Is for people who live in San Antonio. You have to present a CPS or water bill, and you also need a copy of each child's birth certificate. Keep in mind that the program provides gifts for children up to 12 years old, and deliveries usually begin around December 15th through the 24th. You can find all that information at sapdbluesanta.org, which can also be found on our website at ksat.com.
And that graphic right there with the Christmas lights.
Yes.
Y'all ready for Christmas?
I'm ready. This whole is here, man. This is November, and yes, we're going to appreciate Thanksgiving still, but again, we're getting ready.
Year's flying.
I'm not ready.
No.
All right. On the roadways, how we looking? Are we thankful for those conditions?
We are definitely very thankful, Jeff, as we take a look at the far northwest side of town. Good morning to all of our folks out here by La Cantera Parkway, the Rim. Traffic is looking pretty good. I did not see too many complaints about some of the Halloween construction traffic, but if there were some, then hopefully our folks were able to navigate some of those construction closures over the weekend. Again, it felt like Friday night was going to be very busy, but traffic right now looking pretty good. Looks like they have cleared out most of that construction. Let's take you to the downtown area where we are not seeing much of a backup at this moment right now, especially for all of our drivers that are headed into the city of San Antonio. That's our shot at I-10 East as we get around the Fine Silver Curve over by Frio Street. Traffic looking pretty good out there for many of our folks in the downtown area. Of course, do expect things to pick up as we get into our 6 o'clock hour. Let's check in with Alex and see where things are looking in Drive Cam. He's been kind of around the north side of town, downtown area. Alex, how are things looking there?
And now I'm on the northeast side, RJ, and there's no complaints over here because there's no construction happening as well. Check out I-35 over here by Schertz Parkway, and we are up to speed, full speed limit, RJ.
Okay, good to know, Alex. Schertz Parkway obviously getting very busy later on in the morning, so good news for our drivers at this moment.
All right, let's talk leaves now. Los Maples, we like to pass on this report when we get it, and it came out last week. And basically what they're saying over there at Los Maples State Natural Area is that there is no COLA yet, but it's expected to start this week. We finally got some colder temperatures, which plays a role in this leaf change. So be sure to make reservations because they are going to start, especially the weekends, are going to start filling up. But yes, we should start to see some color change, and maybe, you know, we start to see a peak in the color change a couple weeks down the road. So looking good. And you guys mentioned Christmas. Let's give you some countdowns because we enjoy doing this. Thanksgiving is 24 days away. A&M versus Texas, 25 days away. The Ford Holiday River Parade also 25 days away. So a lot to look forward to here in the next month. Winter begins in 48 days. Christmas is officially 52 days away. And New Year's Eve is 58 days away. So, Jaffney, you still have plenty of time to find me a Christmas present. I know I'm a hard person to buy for, but, you know, it'll be good. I trust you. Outside right now, 49 degrees, 47 in New Braunfels, 48 Converse, 50 Bernie, 50 at Stinson, and northwesterly winds right now to 5 miles per hour. Don't forget, sunrise this morning is at 6:49, so it will happen before we're done with GMSA here. Sunset will be at 5:46. That is early, and we are now under 11 hours of daylight. So our days are shrinking quickly. All right, forecast, 48 degrees this morning, 56 at 9 a.m., 78 will be our high temperature later this afternoon. So you see the forecast there. Really, it's going to be a pretty rapid warm up with sunny skies. So it's one of those days where you can, have the jacket this morning, but you definitely don't need it during the afternoon. And from there, daytime highs start to climb. So our average for this time of year is 76. We'll be above average today, but it goes even further above average as we get later into the week. And by Friday into Saturday, that's where temperatures peak. And we'll be looking at upper 80s, maybe some places closing in on 90, which I know is not what we want to hear. But we do get a frontal boundary Sunday, which should help us reduce our temperatures and give us some gusty winds too. So don't forget, tomorrow is election day. Temperatures are good there. Sunny skies, no reason not to get out and vote. Some morning fog Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That could affect the morning commute. But as I said, temperatures are climbing. And I still think we see sunny skies during the afternoon. Morning lows will also moderate into the 50s, into the low 60s, in fact. But it's Sunday. Sunday's the next kind of storm system that we're going to watch with potential of that cold front coming through, getting some gusty winds with that. And then something to think about. I know it's early on in the game here, but gusty winds, dry air coming in with that front. That also means there's probably going to be a high fire danger second half of the weekend. So let's watch that because, of course, we have not gotten a lot of rain. Been kind of a frustrating fall in that sense. But that's the latest thinking there with your extended forecast. All right, Just Ask Justin. What's the most important factor in the color change of leaves? Is it rainfall, length of day, temperature, or sun angle? Right now, length of day is taking the lead. You can go to ksat.com/polls, scan the QR code. That answer comes your way in an hour.
I'm going to give you a basketball with lightning bolts on it because you bring the thunder on the court.
Wow.
I was just going to say socks.
I like it. Socks are fine, too.
All right, 5:52 right now, 49 degrees outside.
Okay, up next, a listeria outbreak linked to prepared pasta meals is growing. What you need to know about this recall that has made dozens of people sick so far.
This morning, we got a listeria outbreak linked to prepared pasta meals is growing. FDA now reports 27 people got sick across 18 states, including 6 deaths and 1 pregnancy loss. The contamination is tied to the ready-to-eat pasta salads and meals from Nate's Fine Foods. Sold at Trader Joe's, Sprouts, and Walmart, customers are urged to check their fridges and freezers and throw away any recalled items.
Okay, interesting story here about McDonald's dealing with a penny shortage. Some of its fast food restaurants are now rounding cash purchases either up or down to the nearest 5 cents when customers do not have exact change. McDonald's is just the latest business trying to cope with the reality that there are fewer pennies circulating. All they need to do is go to my car. I got a whole cup full of them. The U.S. Mint stopped making pennies 2 months ago, though. The change in McDonald's policy to round up or down only affects people paying cash, though. People in the U.S. pretty much using their cards or other cashless payments to buy their food and drinks.
Okay, there you have it. Yeah. All right, 5:56 right now, 49 degrees outside.
Well, of course, tomorrow is Election Day, and VIA has an easy way that you can get to the polling location nearest you, plus some last-minute rules that you need to know.
And after 2 weeks of testimony, the state rests, and now the defense takes the stand. Up next, a look ahead to what happens today in the trial of 3 former SAPD officers accused in the killing of Melissa Perez.
And taking a look at Drive Cam, Alex Gama's making his way through the northeast side of town right now, where we dealt with some overnights over the weekend construction. We're going to get you updated before you step outside as we get to our 6 o'clock hour.